Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. Pastor Dave Alvarez from Redeemer Lutheran Church. Hey, I was at Publix this last Saturday, and I'm walking to my car, getting ready to put my groceries in, and all of a sudden, this car pulls up right next to me. The window comes down, and this lady says, "Hey, do you need a box of gloves? I see you're not wearing any gloves. Do you need a box of gloves?" And she was very anxious, and she was smiling, and like she had to get rid of these gloves. And I said, "Well, I really don't need, well, I have to get rid of these gloves. What am I going to do? I gotta give these gloves away." And I'm going, "Okay, I'll take a box of gloves. I'm a pastor. I could always use gloves. So if you need gloves, come and see me. I'll give you some latex gloves." So anyhow, she goes to her trunk. She pops the hood, or the trunk lid, and she comes and she hands me this box of extra large gloves. She says, "I got one more box left." Right at that time, one of the Publix associates, this young guy, he comes up and he says, "You know, that is the nicest thing I've ever seen anybody do." And I said, "Yeah, it was really nice of her." And she looked at him and said, "Do you want a box of gloves? I got one box left. It's medium. Would you use it?" He paused for a second and he says, No. He says, "We have plenty of gloves here at the store." And I said, "Well, you do need some at home?" And he said, No, we'll be all right." So she got in the car and she pulls away, and I talked to him and I said to this young guy, I said, "Well, do you want some of my gloves?" He paused a minute and then he said, No. He says, "We'll be fine. I don't need any." I said, "Well, they're extra large. I got big hands. I don't know how big your hands are, but maybe you can use it." He said, No, you can keep them." And I said, "Well, you have a blessed Easter then." And he wished me the same kind of thing, and we parted ways. The whole incident lasted, 5 minutes at the most? But what joy it brought, all for this lady that was just adamant that she had to give a blessing of these gloves to somebody. And that's what she did. She gave a blessing. Not only blessed me, it blessed her by being a blessing. It blessed this young Publix associate that he saw someone doing a kind act. And that whoever gets the use of those gloves now, how many of her boxes she turned out, just think of how many people have been blessed because of that. And that got me thinking that what an opportunity that you and I have, that the simplest things can be a blessing to one another. Now that was a little more of a face-to-face kind of meeting. But if you watch our Wednesday chapel services, Joy Beach gives some excellent examples of how you can be a blessing to somebody else in many different ways. You can send them a picture of your hand and say, "Here's a high five for the day." Or perhaps you can leave a message to your garbage people and say, "Wow, have a blessed day." Or maybe to the mail carrier or to whoever. You can show blessings to your neighbor, wherever they might be. Maybe allow someone to go in line before you. Maybe to make sure you keep your social distance. Whatever the case is, to be a blessing to one another. I told that young associate, I said, I think it is the politicians and the news people that want to make us believe that the world, everybody hates one another and nobody likes one another and there's this big division and things. But that just goes to show that, no, there's a lot of good people in the world. And what a blessing we can be as followers of Jesus, to be a blessing to the people around us, to be a neighbor to the people around us, whether there's a virus or not. May God bless you in being a blessing.